this is the Mitchell family from Shrewsbury, and even though they are all good-looking, only one is a cover boy, I might add, and that is Max. That is Max, 5-year-old Max, on the cover of the Red Sox yearbook, and it says, August is Jimmy Fund month. Will you autograph this for me before you leave, Max? Did you autograph for me?
He will. We've been working on his letters. He starts kindergarten in the fall.
Yeah, kindergarten in the fall.
You're on there with Brock Holt and I believe Pablo Sandoval. Did you meet those guys, Max?
Yep.
What were they like?
I don't know.
Were they nice?
Yes.
Did they sign an autograph for you?
Yes.
Good. So this is Max. Max is 5, Ewing sarcoma patient. And this is his mom, Marissa, and his dad, Michael, and brother Michael Jr. is here as well. Tell us about how your story unfolded. How did you know that Max was in a little trouble?
You want me to start? Well, Max was always very active. We playing winter basketball, and he was always the guy that would cover 5 people on the court at once. And noticed he was slowing down a little bit, which was kind of strange for him. But at first, that's the first time I noticed him, but didn't think anything of it. Thought maybe he didn't feel well. Then we started to notice he was limping.
And with the crazy winter we had, he's always was sledding, and he's the type of kid that like sees the icy puddle and has to like fool around on it. So we thought for sure, he must have fell, he must have hurt it.
Bruised himself,
Yeah, he's limping. He's always so active. We're like, he must have pulled something.
Yeah, and then over time you notice it. Jerry, I know you play all sports. When you play, you know what a pulled muscle is versus a break, and it wasn't acting like a pulled muscle. It was hurting to put weight on it, then it hurt to sit, so it was progressing. Didn't make sense. We went to his primary care physician and then an orthopedic. We did tests, and eventually they said, let's take a scan. We're not seeing any, x-rays didn't show a break. So at that point, we were getting nervous because we knew at that point something else was going on.
Sure.
And when we took the scan, sure enough, it showed the tumor in his lower spine area back, about a golf ball sized tumor. And the doctors were amazing. His primary care physician, the orthopedic, they're all very quick, very responsive. We got in with scans very quickly. They advocated for us to get a scan very quickly. And that night, like 8 o'clock after the scans, when the doctor was there looking at it, he said, where do you want to go? You want to wait till next week? Do you want to go Dana-Farber immediately? And it was a quick decision.
Proactive.
Yeah, we were at Boston Children's that Friday with a team setting us up for what we're going to do next week. And as overwhelmed as we were, they just got the ball rolling. So they know that time's of the essence. And as soon as they knew something was up, we started the next week with a CT scan and a biopsy.
Does Mom remember the moment when the cancer word was first said?
Oh my goodness. So I'm the eternal optimist. I teach kindergarten, so it's like rainbows and unicorns and everybody gets a trophy.
Sure,
that's me, a big hot topic. But so when we went you go to Children's and they do the biopsy, and it was Ash Wednesday. My husband and I went to Mass. We were breezy because we didn't think we were going to hear anything that day, at least for another week till they came back with the biopsy. And when we after we ate lunch, we come up and we see that the team's there. And I'm like, why is the team there? We're not supposed to meet with the team. And they sat down with us and they said, the CT scan shows that it has metastasized to his lungs. So we knew at that point it was cancer. And the room goes like blank. Like everything goes dark, and we just kind of you just sit there and you're just in darkness, and your heart feels like it shatters on the floor. And we're just sitting there, and then the strange thing as a parent, 20 minutes later, you have to pick up your son in the recovery room. He had a biopsy, so he's waking up. So you can't be in sadness land. You got to pull it together, and you walk down there and you help your son who's waking up. And that's what you do. And that's where the Jimmy Fund comes in, because the Jimmy Fund gives you the strength to be the parent you need to be. And they're just an amazing, amazing place.
What did you think the day before that, or should I say months before that, did you think life was beautiful and things were perfect?
Never. We're like regular people. Like we work, we take care of our kids, we do
things
exercise.
Like this happen to other people.
Yeah, last year we watched this, and my husband always yells at me because I'm always watching the telethon with one eye open, because to think that this stuff happens to kids, you're just shocked about, and you're kind of watching and you participate, but you don't think it could really happen to you. And here we are a year later with you guys who we listen to in the morning, and now we're in it. And there's no other place we'd want to be than at the Jimmy Fund, because we go there hundreds of times. Hundreds of times we've been there this year. And guess what? When you're there for 8 hours with a 5-year-old, that could be a really long time. But it's like you're there, and there's musical Kate playing the guitar, and you're making a craft with Amanda, and you're making clay things, and there's a yo-yo man there. Like, they bring the fun when you're in turmoil.
There's been 14 rounds of chemotherapy. Is that right?
Yeah,
We've been through 11 and 31 days of radiation. He's got 3 rounds left, so we're anxious to get through it. If he stays in this schedule, we'll be done in September. We haven't had scans since the 5th round of chemo, and we're hanging our hat on the positive. We got real positive scan results where they no longer showed any nodules in his lungs. Tumor had shrunk to half of its original size, watery sac, all the things you want to hear.
Yeah.
Doctors said dramatic results, so we're just praying that we get through the treatment, and final scans are good, and it's a tough one. It's a 10-year time frame to really declare victory, and it's right now Ewing sarcoma is, I know, John, this morning you were quoting some of the statistics on survival rate. Well, what Max has is not quite at the point of a leukemia, and some of the leukemias. I mean, it's a 50-50 over a 5-year, so. But he's strong. He's gone through all of it. He hasn't lost a pound of weight. He's grown an inch, and Max is a very big 5-year-old, and he was ready for the challenge. So.
I was going to say he looks fine. His demeanor seems fine. I guess he's the tough guy in the family.
He's very mischievous. He's very troublesome, I must say. I was nervous with sending him to school because being a teacher, I'm like, oh goodness, he's going to be that boy.
Now he's going to kindergarten,
wild.
but not
Fall,
your class.
No, thank goodness. Thank goodness. We've had a lot of time together this year. He's going to be a little independent. He's going to be on the bus heading to kindergarten, and that's what we're planning on. And again, with Dana-Farber being, yes, the money goes to the fun things they do at the Jimmy Fund, but the funds go to the clinical trials.
Sure.
And Ewing sarcoma now, compared to how many years ago, it's a much more aggressive treatment because they found much more success with that. So it's like what you read about the disease from years ago, it's like we have a different view now, knowing that what they're doing and the aggressive treatment that they're doing. And also another big benefit is, compared to years ago, is now he gets all his treatment outpatient. So we go to the Jimmy Fund for 8 hours, but then we're home by the time his brother gets off the bus, and they're playing, having a good time.
Yes.
And I think that mind, body, and spirit of what Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund does to make sure that patients are getting what they need for medicine, but also making sure their spirits are
how you
helped up
feeling,
too.
Max?
Good.
Good.
Max, it says here.
You see that good-looking guy on TV? I saw you looking. You were looking.
Yeah. We're up
Look
to
at that.
500 hits on YouTube. His brother's been tracking it. He feels like a celebrity. He's like, woo!
Now, Max, it says here you're an awesome t-ball player. You love sports: football, soccer, baseball, and basketball. What's your favorite? What's your favorite sport to play?
Baseball.
Baseball. You
Yeah.
Good hitter.
What were you telling Brock Colt about? What do you not like about t-ball? When you hit the ball far.
I hate hitting off a tee.
He hates hitting off the tee, number one. But how about when you hit the ball far? What do you have to do? Where do you have to stop?
At the first base.
You can't hit
Oh,
a
you
home
can't
run
run
in
the
t-ball?
second?
I didn't know that. You mean if you hit the ball over the fence, that's not a home run in t-ball?
Here we go. Dino's not going to like
That's
this.
They're
not,
holding him
John.
back.
Save-
They're holding
You're
him back.
holding
Save
him
for
back.
Thursday, Dino.
This is not good.
Max, what do you think of your father's hair? That's kind of goofy looking, isn't it?
Who's the more handsome bald Mitchell? You or Daddy?
Imagine you have a picture of his Mohawk warrior.
In fraternity with your kid?
No. Unfortunately, I've had the shaved head for quite some time, but
Since we've been married 15 years ago.
yeah,
It happened.
it happened right away.
Yeah.
Just think what you're saving on shampoo, huh?
Yeah.
Saving a lot of money. Hey, Max, before we let you go, I hear you're a superhero fan. Who's your superhero guy? Who's your number one superhero?
Superman.
Superman? Oh, you're old school.
Yeah.
You're old school. This is the Mitchell family, my friends. It's Max, 5 years of age. Good luck going forward, you tough guy. And Michael, his brother, and Michael, his father, and Marissa, his mom. They are from Shrewsbury. Thank you very much for,
Thank you for having
sharing
us.
your story.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Max.
All right, 877-738-1234.
Don't interrupt them.
What are you doing, man?